Hey, it's another episode of I'll Start on Monday. And here I am in my rocking chair, just enjoying the weather. But today I want to talk about self-negotiation. And one of my goals during this video is to hopefully shorten these, because it seems like you guys like the shortened ones, and I'm sorry the other one's been so long, but I always got a lot to say. So self-negotiation. Self-negotiation is when you allow yourself the chance to excuse yourself from your goals. And what I mean by that is when you find yourself doing things like saying, I'll get back on track tomorrow. You find yourself saying things like, if I slip up today, then I'll do double of whatever it is your goal is tomorrow. It's those times where you negotiate with yourself until that negotiation just leads to doing behaviors that you just didn't want to do in the first place. Then you just have this unbalance with yourself, and you just don't feel comfortable in the person who you are, because you truly do want to be better, but you allow yourself to excuse yourself every day or every once in a while. What is the difference between a reason and an excuse? A reason is an actual barrier that you can't get around. An excuse usually has common words like tomorrow, or if I just, or just a little bit more, or just this time. Those are excuses. A reason is when you literally have a barrier. Like you promise yourself that you are going to work out at 4 o'clock every day, but your kid had to stay after school for whatever reason, and you are the one that has to pick them up. That is a reason. But here are a couple of tips on how to break your excuses. The first one is have a system. A system is basically what I talk about when I say schedule. So, for example, every day you wake up, you floss your teeth, you brush your teeth, and then you go outside and go for a walk. It happens in that order. That's your system. Floss, brush, walk. For any reason, if your system fails, you have a contingency plan. So in the example that I use, let's say you are supposed to work out at 4, but you know that once you get home, you typically make dinner, you help with homework. It's not ideal, and it's not supposed to happen all the time, but you will work out at 7 o'clock no matter what. That is your fallback plan. The second tip is to figure out what makes you miss your goal. And in this example, what makes you typically miss your workouts? Typically, you come home and you change your clothes, and then you head straight to the gym. That works. But you find that you miss your workouts when you come home and you sit on the couch and you turn on the TV and you just say 5 minutes. Find those areas and determine how you can alleviate that. So would that be putting your clothes that you work out in right at the door so you can change into them and grab them? Whatever that is, figure out how to alleviate that barrier. And the last tip for self-negotiation today is to set rules for yourself. Now, I have a rule for myself regarding eating. I do not eat past 8:30. 8:30 is the time I've chosen because when I have practices with my kids during the school year, 8:30 gives me enough time, just in case I didn't get to eat before practice, that I'll have just enough time to eat once I get home. Even if it's a small meal, but I am cut off at 8:30 because I have given myself a window to eat. Set up rules like that So they're non-negotiable. They're your rules. So that's what turned out to be a long message for I'll Start on Monday. I'll see you next week. Hopefully I could try to cut it down a little bit. But until then, see you next week. Goodbye.